Morning, everybody. It's 8:16 on Tuesday, the 4th of October, and this is your pre-opening comment. It is video number 1479. Okay, everyone likes a good rally, and clearly I'm no exception. In Sunday night's letter, I said that I thought that the change from Q3 to Q4 was going to cause some extreme buying by some of the funds that did their window dressing last week to the downside, and clearly that's what happened. However, if you think that we are going to blast through 3850 to 3900, I think you're sadly mistaken. This chart is of the S&Ps, the futures, um, and clearly we had a huge bounce here, following through today. But this area at 38 to 38.50 is a problem, and this area 39 to 39.50 is a huge supply of stock. So, be careful out there. There's not a lot of economic news except all of the bad news that has not changed a bit. And the 2 and 10, if you think that the Fed is going to, quote, pivot, you know, a term I really hate. Um, we used to call it a flip flop, or, you know, bottom line is the 2 to 10 year, which got back to actually even at the end of the week last week after the pound news, is back to 45 again. That's the 2 year over the 10 year by 45, now 46 basis points, signaling a recession, which nobody's talking about it anymore because they're afraid that the Biden administration is going to come out with a new definition. The definition is 2 quarters of negative growth. And we have that. So we're there. Um, okay. Asia and Europe are both a little bit higher. When I came down this morning, the Dow was up 400, S&P up 235. Pardon me, Nasdaq up 235, and the S&P up about 60. We have news that Poshmark is being bought by South Korean internet Naver, Naver, for 1.2 billion. That's 1790 a share, and it seems like a bargain. If you think secondhand clothes and stuff are a huge market, you'll like this. 1790 down from 104. So nothing is on sale more than some of these it seemed good when money didn't cost anything ideas. Rivian stock is up just about 3%, 34.71, up 282, pardon me, up 6.8%. Which is $2.82 on the news that they're going to be able to produce 7,000, or they did produce 7,000 vehicles. That puts them on a run rate of 25,000 for the year. To give you an idea of what that actually means in the EV business, Tesla was down yesterday, and their miss was about 6%. So 8% growth, that is kind of a rounding error for the biggest producer, really doesn't mean much to me. And I'll remind you, back when money didn't mean anything, didn't cost anything, Rivian was 180. So 180 down to, 35. Pretty substantial drop. CS, Credit Suisse. Yesterday, the stock was down hard in the morning and turned around on the day. Excuse me, as we got more information about their restructuring, is 420 up 19 cents or just under 5% today. Looks like it's bounced a bit. All of the bad feeling and possibilities of them not uh, being solvent seem to be gone. So that one is up. That one too is down hugely. Let me just see recent highs. Um, Recent highs in September, the high was 568. So 419 is certainly no great shake. In June, the stock was as high as seven and a quarter, and for the year, the high was 1055. So, this one probably deserves a little bit of a bounce. Certainly, it's under owned. Okay, last but not least, Wells Fargo downgrades Paramount with a new price objective of 19 versus their old objective of 40. The stock is actually up about 8 cents. And, I think this is a great name. I own it in our stocks for total return with option coverage, page 5 of the market letter. And the dividend is intact. And I'll go a step further. The dividend will remain intact because the biggest shareholder is Sherry Redstone. So unless she turns around and sells the stock, which would pop it pretty strongly, um, that dividend is safe. And you can write against it if you want. Okay, final look at the markets. S&P now up 58, Dow up 392, and the Nasdaq is up 214. Have a good day. Be careful out there, and don't get sucked in. If you want to trade, trade. If you want to accumulate stock, buy a piece of what you want. Yes, we are depressed. Are the problems over? Absolutely.